And now it's time for our main event. Cody the Wolverine Stevens taking on Anthony Morrison, the original from RFO, Cody the Wolverine Stevens. We send it up to Jake Digman to bring out our first fighter.
The following contest is a professional bout in the RFO featherweight division. It is brought to you by Pulp Juice and Smoothie in Independence, Ohio, and it is your main event of the evening. Introducing first, making his way down the aisle into the blue corner, please welcome Anthony Cheesesteak Morrison.
Anthony Morrison coming in with a record of 18-10, representing Team Combat in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And Anthony Morrison, last fight, KO loss to Jarrett Gordon. Jarrett Gordon makes his UFC debut in 2 weeks, and that fight snapped a 4-fight winning streak for Morrison. We mentioned at the top, John, he's a Bellator vet. He's a WEC, God rest its soul, vet. And he's fought the likes of Chad Mendez, Mike Brown, Alvin Robinson, Hall of Fame, UFC Hall of Famer Jim Miller. And of all those guys, Anthony Morrison, I said, who's the strongest guy you faced? He said, me. Nobody in the cage has been stronger than me.
And you know, sometimes that's the case. The biggest battles you face are against yourself. But he has faced a who's who of fighters in mixed martial arts, and I am absolutely looking forward to this fight. Anthony Morrison, he's got a chance. He's only 33 years old. He's got a chance to get back into the big time, and if he can get a win over Cody the Wolverine Stevens, maybe it'll happen.
Morrison's in the cage. We send it back inside to bring out the Wolverine.
And his opponent making his way down the aisle into the red corner, please welcome Cody the Wolverine Stevens.
If we take a look at the tail of the tape, John,
these guys are as evenly matched as they come. They both have an age that is, a little bit older than you'd expect for mixed martial arts, but still young enough to where they can do something. Height is about the same, 5'7" versus 5'6", and their experience is unmatched. I mean, when you've got 18-10, 28 fights versus 22 fights, 23 fights, excuse me. I mean, what can you expect? You know that these guys, they've got everything they can believe.
John, at the top of the show I asked, was Cody the Wolverine Stevens, is this the best we've seen him? And I had a chance to ask him that. And he said it's finally being put together for him. He said he knew in his whole career he had all these tools, but he feels right now that he's peaking with regard to his mixed martial arts career.
And with all the training he's done in Thailand, and of course, with the Trukoviches, when they were back in Mansfield, and now he's running his own gym. Cody is at the height of his career, and it doesn't matter his age. When you peak, you peak. If you peak at 22, if you peak at 32, doesn't matter.
Cody Stevens feels like he is primed and ready for the big show, and he's got to get a win here. Cody Stevens has been in with some of the big names himself. Top contender in the UFC, Jimmy Rivera. Shinya Aoki, UFC vet, Dustin Neese, Donnie Walker, and of course, one-time UFC title contender, Wilson Hayes. So he knows what it's like to be in with some of the best in the business, but the time's now for the Wolverine if he's gonna make that push.
And absolutely, and let's not forget, he's training at a strong style right now. When you get to spar with the likes of, some guy that I barely heard of named Stipe Miocic. He's only the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. You're going to learn a thing or two.
Absolutely. He also learned from his last fight, which was a win over Crazy Horse Bennett. And I talked to Cody Stevens about his role now in his career. because he's gone to Japan and he's fought in New York, he's fought across the country, but now that he's back home in the RFO, Matt Trukovich is bringing guys to come fight him. And Bennett from out west.
Instead of Cody having to go fight guys are coming to fight him.
And now he takes it as his responsibility to protect his home turf. De Jesus, 3 main events ago, of course, he had the brutal leg injury, but now Morrison from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So this is the 3rd consecutive fight where you've got people outside of the Buckeye State coming in to try to take Cody the Wolverine Stevens down.
And just a little quick shout out, we'll give a shout out to Ariel Jones and Jamie Smith, our round card girls for the night. Did a great job. Will continue to do a great job. And just a little shout out to them.
Absolutely. Cody Stevens makes the walk. We send it inside to Jake Digman for the official introductions.
The following contest is a professional bout in the RFO featherweight division. It is brought to you by Pulp, Juice, and Smoothie, located in Independence, Ohio. This bout is sanctioned by the Ohio Athletic Commission. Executive Director, Mr. Bernie Perfado. Your inspectors for this bout are Gary Ceresi and Daryl Hensley. Your judges for this contest are Mike Berry, John Belts, and Mark Denmead. Your timekeeper for this contest is Angie Poe, and your physician at cageside is Dr. Alan Klein. And now, Talmadge, Ohio, we are being broadcast around the world on Flow Combat. So make your voices heard, because this is your main event of the evening. Introducing first in the blue corner, he fights out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 145 pounds, representing Datus MMA/Beacon. He has a professional record, 18 wins, 10 losses. Please welcome Anthony Cheesesteak Morrison. His opponent in the red corner, he fights out of Mansfield, Ohio. He weighed in at 144 pounds. He represents Strong Style Fight Team. He has a professional record, 13 wins, 9 losses. Please welcome Cody the Wolverine Stevens. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. When the action begins, your referee is Mr. Jerry Poe.
Gentlemen, you got your instructions in the back. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands. I'll set you up now and do this.
Anthony Morrison in the black. Cody the Wolverine Stevens in the black with the red gloves. There's Jerry Poe. He'll be the 3rd man, keeping an eye on all the action. I'm Ryan Cavanaugh, my partner, John Sturmack. We are in the main event of RFO Big Guns 24. Morrison takes center cage. Front kick by Wolverines, grabbed by Morrison.
And you could tell the Muay Thai training Cody's had.
I mentioned Anthony Morrison said he is himself is the strongest person he's ever faced, which on his face doesn't really make sense. But his point is that he's never been in the cage with a stronger fighter. We're going to find out, because Cody Stevens is as strong as it gets.
Both guys exchanging good leg kicks. Cody comes over the top with the right hand. And this might be the toughest person Cody's faced.
51 combined professional fights between the two. Cody Stevens, known as the Wolverine, but should probably change his name to the main event. 3rd consecutive main event at RFO for Cody Stevens. 3rd time he's had to defend the home state and the RFO banner against comers from out. That was a knee that looked low.
Looked a little low. I don't think it was that low. But you mentioned, Cody Stevens, third-time RFO main event. There's a reason he's the main event, but let's not mistake.
And there's the strength of Cody Stevens. And there's the strength of Cody Stevens.
And I've had the opportunity, or I should say the miss opportunity, to grapple with Cody Stevens. When he's on top of you, it's brutal. And and when we talk about Morrison, I'm sitting right next to RJ Buck, another professional fighter out of Strong Style. He looked at Morrison's record and said,
Cody Stevens
man, this guy has fought a ton of tough people. But right now, Cody Stevenson, he's got the advantage.
Stevens has the back. But as you pointed out, John, Morrison is a veteran. Knows exactly what he's doing on the ground as Cody Stevens tries to work that right arm underneath the throat of Morrison. Adjustment by Jerry Poe, and I'm not sure what that was.
I don't know, maybe from our angle I couldn't see it. I don't know if somebody had a hold of the cage.
Body lock by Stevens, and he's looking to get under the neck of Morrison.
And a body lock by Cody Stevenson. Cody Stevens is just brutal.
Working those right hands. Cody Stevens said he is at a place in his career he's never been at before, and that is at a high level. Confidence, skill, ability. He feels like everything is flowing and his talents are arriving and he's peaking. Right now we're seeing that. This is a very difficult opponent, and Cody Stevens right now is controlling him on the ground, and he was on the feet as well.
And Cody's doing a good job. He actually switched up the leg lock, or I should say the body lock, from left side to right side, and now he is looking for this rear naked choke, but Morrison, to his credit, is defending it well.
Crafty veteran. Nice job by Morrison.
Yeah, now he's even looking for an arm lock.
Oh, Cody Stevens, good adjustment, and he takes him out, and he stays on the back, digs 2 hooks in. Wow.
Yep, keeps working for that rear naked choke.
An impressive scramble by Cody Stevens.
Yeah, that's one of the things that one of my early jiu-jitsu coaches taught me. He goes, you got to be fluid. And I remember asking Helson Gracie, I said, I get on top of a bigger guy and they're going to throw me off. He goes, well, of course they are. He goes, you got to be fluid. And that's what Cody Stevens is doing right now.
Only has 1 hook in. And I'm not sure what happened there. Morrison actually just stopped and looked at the ref, and Stevens kept fighting. We're inside a minute of round number 1. This is our main event at Big Guns 24, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. There's some blood on the side of Cody Stevens' head, and I'm not sure if it's from him or Anthony Morrison. See the cut on the right side of Cody Stevens' head?
Yeah, it looks like he caught an elbow there. Morrison's very relaxed. Cody's doing a good job pushing his legs out.
Yeah, these guys look like they could be having a conversation in there.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you mention, 51 combined fights? Both these guys know what they're doing. There's no panic in either one of them, and they're going to just ride this round out.
And as if there was any doubt as to who won this round, Cody Stevens trying to put an exclamation on it with a flurry and a bevy of punches at the end.
Cody is definitely cut, but...
And something is going on.
Yeah, Cody,
with the right leg of Cody Stevens.
And remember, 2 fights ago, Cody Stevens had a horrible, horrible hamstring injury. I sure hope this isn't coming back.
Well, Cody Stevens walking back, and I don't know if Mike Moran has that on camera, but his right leg, it was strange. It was almost as if he had a cramp or his leg fell asleep. His right leg. But, 2 fights ago, you mentioned it, just a horrific, I believe it was a torn hamstring that Cody Stevens suffered. But as far as toughness, if something is injured on Cody Stevens, he's not coming out of this fight. But we got to keep an eye on that right leg.
Now Morrison looks ready to go.
And Stevens looks good.
He looks like he's ready to go. Morrison looks like he's ready to go.
Jerry Poe's ready to go. He starts it up, round 2. Cody Stevenson, Anthony Morrison. Cody Stevenson pushing that jab out, pushing Morrison back. Ooh, head kick misses. Outside leg kick, and Stevens is dropped by a right from Morrison, but back up to his feet.
And if anybody's a fan of Northeast Ohio MMA, Cody Stevens and Zach Mooney, one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. So there is no quit in Cody Stevens.
Cody Stevens continues to push forward. Stevens switches to southpaw.
And I almost wonder, is that
Big outside leg kick, but that's the second time that Stevens has thrown a leg kick.
And Morrison's
lands counted.
Big right, lands a big kick.
And Morrison threw a head kick while holding the leg of Cody Stevens.
Yeah, we're going to need Mike Moran to get a replay of that.
And I'm not sure I've seen that before.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible.
But here is the strength factor of Cody Stevens. John, there's technique involved in a takedown, and there's also brute strength. And in round number 1, we saw Cody put the brute strength on display twice, and he's trying to do it again. This time it's the technique, the trip and the pull, and down goes Anthony Morrison. Excellent technique by Cody Stevens.
And I mentioned the Zach Mooney fight. Man, that was a heck of a war. Geez, 10 years ago. That just lets you know how long Cody's been around the game. And Cody again has the back of Morrison. He's got one hook in.
John, 7 days ago, Cody Stevens celebrated his 11-year anniversary of being inside a mixed martial arts cage. That's exactly how long he's been in the game. And yet, 11 years deep, Cody Stevens feels like he's still improving and still getting better. But right now, it's Anthony Morrison who is inside the guard of Cody Stevens, the active guard. It's Cody Stevens sitting up trying to reverse fortunes.
And fans right now are saying, trying to encourage Cody, elbows from the bottom, and we got a timeout. What's going on here?
Anthony Morrison's calling a 12-6 elbow, which I don't believe is illegal from there.
It is illegal.
It is illegal. This is the John Jones loss.
It is a 12. If any 12-6 elbow is unacceptable, regardless of position.
And that's the John Jones. His only blemish on his record was to Matt Hamill, and that was due to a disqualification for a 12-6 elbow. But this is the second or third time tonight we've seen fights stop for conversation purposes. Stevens tries for a takedown, doesn't get it, fixes the Sakuraba knee braces.
The Sakuraba knee braces going back to UFC 1.
Cody Stevens, ooh, that was a kick that almost turned into an elbow, a knee rather, to the head of a ducking Anthony Morrison. And the action's picking up as we near the 2 minutes left in round number 2. Morrison just doesn't change expressions the entire fight.
No, he looks as cool as a cucumber. A little slap there.
Ooh, straight right from Morrison. Looked like it got through on Cody Stevens. Oh, big overhand right, fouled by a leg kick. Stevens, the Wolverine, is on the hunt. Knee to the body, body lock. Stevens is mixing up his techniques beautifully.
We got about 1 minute and 5 seconds left. Cody's got him up against the cage. Very, very tight round to call. If Cody can get a takedown right here, might be the difference.
Cody Stevens looking for, as you mentioned, John, perhaps the takedown that would seal the round in his favor. He's digging deep in the foot stomp. Somewhere Chris Lieben is smiling.
Oh, I'm smiling.
Foot stomp.
My favorite technique ever.
Foot stomp. Foot stomp.
Love
Wow.
it.
I mean,
Love
these
it.
are beautiful foot stomps. And Anthony Morrison still has not changed expressions.
No. And the foot stomps are absolutely one of my favorite techniques. If Cody can get this, he's got to sweep that leg, do something to get this down.
Cody Stevens is working for the takedown.
And
10 seconds, and Morrison pushes him off. And Cody Stevens looks to be very tired as the closing bell for round number 2 hits.
Well, he's only got short time, only 1 minute of the professional ranks in between rounds. So Cody's going to need to recover quickly.
Anthony Morrison looks as calm as he did 2 hours before the fight when he and I had an opportunity to sit down and talk about what to expect here tonight. Now, John, I'm putting you on the spot, as you know I do. 2 rounds are in the books. What does your unofficial scorecard say?
I, right now, got this 2 rounds for Cody. I think he dominated the first round. That's pretty easy to say with the back control. Cody also had back control in the second round. Let's not forget that in the first 2 minutes. And then he finished strong.
Lean, mean Marcus Marinelli in the cage. Beautiful work by our camera guys, including the birthday boy, Justin Doan, and of course, round number 3.
All right, folks at home watching on flowcombat.com, you got 5 minutes left. Enjoy it.
Cody Stevens, the aggressor once again, pushing the pace, pushing forward, and now Morrison comes forward.
And of course, if they're going to be sweaty and bloody, they're going to come by us. So we are up close and personal with the action. Morrison, again, as you mentioned, his facial expression has not changed. But when you have 28 fights,
Cody Stevens pushing the pace, looking for the single leg. Good takedown defense by Morrison.
and Morrison does a good job, but Cody gets the high C. And now they're right in front of us.
Cody takes him up to the second floor before bringing him back down.
He's got good side control. He's monitoring the hip with his left leg. Should say left knee.
Cody Stevens right where he wants to be. And look at him working that right elbow, trying to get it in front. Good shoulder pressure on Anthony Morrison. And Anthony Morrison trying to create a frame with that right arm to get Stevens off of him.
Yep, he's trying to create that frame and then ultimately get to be shrimp inside, either get to full guard or use the cage to get back up.
Knee to the back from Cody Stevens. Not doing a whole lot of damage, but certainly scoring points in the eyes of the judges.
Cody Stevens doing a good job with those knees. Just if nothing else, you're just letting him know they're there, trying to get that arm isolated.
And Anthony Morrison talking to Cody Stevens. Pablo Castro talking to Anthony Morrison. This is great.
And Anthony Morrison does a nice job getting back to full guard. He used the cage, he shrimped well, he used that frame. Now he's going to put his heel on his hip.
His right hand by...
Look for an armbar from Anthony Morrison. He's going to try it. Cody Stevens is doing a good job pushing him up against the cage.
And Morrison trying to get that left.
And Morrison's going to look for a triangle.
And there he goes, yeah, trying to get that left leg around the right arm of Cody Stevens. Cody Stevens identifies it and pulls himself out.
And Cody Stevens right now is doing a great job of using his head under the chin of Anthony Morrison, because Morrison right now is looking for a triangle. And Cody's like, you know what, I'm going to keep this tight, and you are not having an opportunity to get a triangle.
Cody Stevens all over Anthony Morrison. We come inside of 2 minutes. It's the third and final round of our main event. Cody Stevens tries to defend the RFO banner one more time against an out-of-state opponent, a very tough one in Anthony Morrison. But right now, Cody Stevens doing a nice job of applying top pressure, top control, staying busy, and making life uncomfortable for Morrison.
And Jerry Poe's looking very close. He may want to stand this up.
And that's the key here, if you're Cody Stevens, is to stay active enough so you don't give Jerry Poe the opportunity or the reason
And I tell anybody I know, I'm like, do not bet on fighting. There's one reason only. You are one punch away from a victory, either for the blue corner or the red corner. So
Right.
Cody needs to right now be smart, stay active, grind this out.
He's working.
You don't need to look pretty, just get the victory.
As the crowd starts chanting in unison for Cody Stevens, we're down to 40 seconds. Cody Stevens looks like he is going to grind out a win.
And Pablo Castro right there, Justice Pablo Castro.
And
He is telling him, stay active, do not let Jerry Poe stand this up.
Non-stop instruction from Pablo Castro telling him exactly how to play this out.
And Marcus Marinelli is another one just barking in his ear.
It's a grappling fight, so Big Al Diddy's just hanging out in the back, keeping track of time. 10 seconds. Cody Stevens on top of Anthony Morrison.
Yep, and Cody did a smart thing there. Now he's going to finish strong.
And there he goes, letting it all out in the last few seconds. There's a knee. And Cody Stevens
Knee to the chest, and I think Anthony Morrison just...
realized that this fight is not going in his direction.
I would be shocked if this was not a victory for Cody Stevens.
Cody Stevens with a great 3-round performance. And here we take a look at some of the action. Cody Stevens with the uppercut, swarming, gets the double leg, digging real hard.
And he eventually gets it, and that was when we heard Pablo Castro saying, dig deep, get that takedown. And he did, and for the last several minutes of the round, beautiful takedown. Got to side control, and the only thing Anthony Morrison could do was get back to full guard. But it was too little too late.
Great performance. There's a dejected Anthony Morrison inside the cage. We have Jake Digman, and he has the official scorecards. Let's send it inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for both of these professional featherweight warriors. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, where all 3 judges have scored this contest 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Cody the Wolverine Stevens!
I'm here with your winner, Cody Stevens. It's good to see you get another W, man. You get better every time out. You're not getting older, you're getting better. The plan is September 30th to put the first RFO Pro title on your waist. You got anybody in mind? How's it feel to get a win over somebody like that? Let's talk about that first.
Anthony Cheesesteak Morrison's true vet of the sport. It was an honor and a privilege to fight him. At this stage in the game, I fight nothing but beasts. And, but I'm coming into my own right now. I just marked 11 years in this game. I stay the course. I don't fucking take time off. I don't lay around. You can break my arm, you can break my jaw, you never break my fucking will. Ever.
So, how would it feel for you to get the first pro RFO title here in September in Mansfield?
It's going to be an honor, man. All you RFO fans, I apologize for my language a little bit. I'm a little hyped up right now. But these kids back there, like Derek, right? A couple of kids came up to me, like Caden, Michael, Devin, Zane, all these kids in here. You guys are giving me inspiration. You give me hope to be the change and try to be a difference in this world, man. There's so much bullshit and chaos going on. We got to be the change, man. One person can make a fucking difference, man.
Let's hear it for your winner one more time, Cody the Wolverine Stevens.